Secretary's report. Minutes.
I don't have one, it was John.
John,
Sent them
minutes
out.
from last meeting.
Sent them out about 15 minutes ago.
Okay.
Oh, missed it.
I didn't read them. so
Everyone
we're
had a
gonna-
chance to read them?
We're gonna put that off till next meeting. Okay?
Received, approved, good.
Vendors.
Okay, we are up to 88 at this moment. Our smokehouse guy is not coming. So he's obligated somewhere else, he said. And so we have to either come up with some other type of food or ask the fire department to extend their menu.
Which smokehouse guy?
Let me see, I have my map from last year in here somewhere.
Very well. I'm already vertically challenged as it is.
It was Good Stuff Smokehouse.
Weren't they only doing kettle corn, or are they doing? They were
No,
doing
no,
They
no.
wanted
they
to do
were-
kettle corn
That's
originally,
right.
but
That's what it was.
Yeah, they were doing pulled pork,
Yeah.
all this type of meals that went very well. People loved it. They had 4 spaces. They're not coming. Ray's Fries is coming, but
so who do we have for food vendors?
at this moment, we have cotton candy, fried dough, someone who sells homemade chocolates, cannolis, fudge, steak samples, which are free, but he's not selling large quantities.
Is it cooked?
Yeah, he cooks them right.
Raw steak. Here, try this.
Steak tartare.
It's delicious.
Really? Really?
Well, I had to ask.
Let me rephrase that. They cook them right there on a griddle. They're steak samples, Hills Home Market. We have your kettle corn, and we have more popcorn from River Church, and I don't even have anything from the fire department yet, which we will.
Okay, well, the fire department does hamburgers, hot dogs, sausages,
I thought they did sausage and french fries.
french fries.
So, and I just got a thing from the Thai people, so we'll have Thai food again this year. And they were in front of the big lawn. They were placed there. So we have that coming. And I think, I'm pretty sure, I have to contact them. Center Bakery's gonna be out of the lodge. So you'll have home baked. They're gonna do little pizza thingies, there's a fancy name for their fancy little pizza things. And then they'll have baked goods and,
I'm gonna have to reach out to the Jenks store and find out if they're doing any food stuff. Just so that we know.
And then what about the restaurants in town? Do they have to, like, do this too, or no? or-
Well, if they set up something outside, they have to go through us.
Okay.
You know, like the pizza places and stuff, they open for the day, but that's their normal business,
yeah,
so.
Harry's fills out a form, Gregory's fills out a
Yeah.
form, Douglas House does not. Sadly, picket fences outside the barricade, we just cannot manage to extend it to include her. It would be perfect if we could.
If there's a will.
That's where
That's
the
the
detour
detour.
is, so you can't.
I mean, it would be great if we could. So, and then the Goodness Store is usually open for their seafood.
So the food
They're
vendors,
closed though, so I don't know if
All
they
right.
plan on doing anything, so.
All right, so you have to talk to the Goodness Store about handicap parking anyway.
Okay, so I would take care of the Jenks, finding out what they're doing. I'll find out if the Goodness Store has any plans at all.
Why don't I reach out to BT's Smokehouse
Okay,
and see if they'll fill in for that spot for that like pulled pork.
Yes.
that would be great. And.
What else was on their menu? It's the good stuff. Is that what it was?
Well, Good Stuff did, they did french fries. We didn't have the french fry people, so they did the french fries. They did pulled pork and they did brisket.
Okay.
They did do French fries as a meal,
A
if you
meal
bought the
thing, yeah.
meal, but they wouldn't sell them singly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to-
I think BT's has a portable setup,
Okay,
so I'll reach out to them and see if they'd be interested in coming in.
Good.
And so for good stuff, they just bought vendor spots?
Yes.
That's all it was, we sort
Yep.
of invited them along? Okay. How many spots did they have? 4?
They had 4.
Okay,
and a pretty good sized trailer.
okay.
Oh, it smells so good. Everyone loved their whole setup. And since they're not coming, they're giving up that.
Yep.
I don't know what's happening.
Okay, I'll reach out to BT's, that'd be awesome if they wanted to join us.
I'm trying to think, what else? Oh, on the side of the church is a big dirt area that we put the trailer for the dart game. They're not coming this year. So we need more games. And I'm trying to reach out to people. I have my toy man actually also looking for us to try to have someone bring in something. Tony and I did find a really cute, adorable little kids blow-up pool with water, and you had to match the ducks. You know, these are the squares and these are the stars, and you'd win something anyway, but it would be something cute for little kids to do. We just don't have anyone to man it, so we didn't order it. It would have been a great game for little kids, but we don't have anyone to man it all day.
We need some advertising. Put things in papers looking for volunteers.
Have you done any press release? People are putting out the word, they're asking if Octoberfest is happening.
We need to have press release, newspapers.
Where's that big banner? Is it in the
I
storage
have it.
container?
No, I have it.
Okay.
Normally I put it up Labor Day weekend, but for some reason or another, we didn't get, the highway department didn't get around to put my posts yet.
Okay.
They put the posts up for it, and then I put the banner up.
Okay.
That will go up sometime before the weekend. So,
Okay.
and you'll see it up there.
Alright.
I'm gonna call them tomorrow and find out when we can get those poles up. They'll probably put them up tomorrow, but
Does the highway department own the like construction, the digital,
we have, the town owns 2 of them.
Okay.
And they do put that out and say Octoberfest, Main Street closed, Octoberfest.
But for right now, could that be turned into Octoberfest volunteers and contact blah, blah, blah? And if, like I said, if you wanted to set me up, John, with like some email address through the website or something, and I can just monitor that and respond as needed. But I feel like those obviously get people's attention. I just didn't know if we have the
Yeah, this is
authority
about
to,
we can ask,
yeah,
yeah.
but just keep it simple,
It's the highway department that puts those up and puts the notices on them. So I will inquire.
I did contact Kara Marchand, and she is going to do my job that day, all day. She's going to need someone from 7 till at least 9:30, 10. And then she can be all by herself, except for maybe later in the day sometime for an hour so she can walk around and eat. So we are gonna need someone to help her there.
Yeah, it's actually time to start shaking the tree for volunteers for all kinds of stuff.
Mhm.
Okay? We can actually even ask Justin
From the library?
for the library sign that says Oktoberfest needs volunteers with a phone number there or something.
I don't know if he will, but you can try.
Do you ever put word out to the school, since the kids need community service?
Oh, yeah.
You do?
We laugh at that all the time because years ago, the 4 high schools would do a booth, and they did well. And for the last, I don't know, 7 years or whatever, they just stopped doing it. And it just, to me, I just don't understand it, because if you've got a whole class, no one student has to be stuck there all day long. and you have to figure out what you want to do, but we bring 15,000 people to this event. You know how much money you can make off that? But they just don't want to do it. And usually the volunteers we get are usually the 8th grade for cleanup.
Oh, okay.
We don't even get high
We
school.
have TV. Oktoberfest needs volunteers. Anybody interested in helping out at Oktoberfest, contact this committee through the town hall.
They just don't want to do a booth anymore?
They
That should
don't.
work, right?
Well, they can look up Facebook and also, what's our website, John?
Douglas Octoberfest.
Dot
.com.
com. Oktoberfest is spelled with a K.
Oktoberfest.com.
Douglas Octoberfest.
Yeah. So, but I just, we even went to the schools and talked to them. And they just don't want to.
Yeah, we really need volunteers to step up.
Do you want me to ask
so
the
that to help us
superintendent?
pull this off.
You can try, good luck.
I'll try.
All right.
So with 30 years under your belt, just about with this, how many volunteers, like the past few years, have we needed?
How many?
How many did we like have, but how many would we prefer? Like how, like,
The day of, or actually, that breaks down to the Thursday, the Friday, and then the day of.
Yeah. On Friday, the day before,
Mhm.
I can use somewhere between 5 and 10 people,
okay,
okay? The more hands you have, the lighter the workload.
right,
Things, the more hands you have helping, the faster things get done.
right,
And that's setting up, the pre-event. It's positioning where the stage is and putting all the stuff out so that we can set it up in the morning.
mhm,
Then the day of, okay, we need lots of hands. It takes 8 people to set the stage up, okay? And then, because we set up the main stage, and then we set up the second stage about 15 minutes later, and then at 8 o'clock, we set up the last stage and stop vendors from coming.
mhm,
So the crew to set up stages is 8 to 10 people.
yep,
Usually
okay,
the scouts that helped a lot doing that.
Yeah. And then we need people to man the rides and concessions all day. We like to separate it into shifts of 2 hours, so nobody's stuck there all day.
okay,
But when you only have 2 people volunteer, then you got, it's an 8-hour day. So you get people stuck there for 4 hours or 6 hours or,
okay.
so-
But in the end, like last year, how many volunteers do you think you had?
I don't know, I can't guess.
You should have a list, right?
Huh?
You should have a
had-
list.
You had a list
Yeah.
somewhere.
have a picture
I don't
of it
have that
on
one
the
because that's in
phone.
Oh,
last
she's
year.
got it
From
on the
last year,
phone.
For the sign up for the scouts. and-
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that was that was the rides for the scouts.
Okay, so that's not all of them, but.
Oh, because
Yeah.
we still
So
need the ticket booth.
We probably had 10 to 15 volunteers total.
Mhm.
But the day of the event, that's actually not enough because
Right.
we run 15 things.
Right,
you know?
yep, okay. And we don't have the scouts this year.
We do, okay, we do. But what's happening is it's now, my scout unit is a younger unit than we've had in the past,
Mhm.
okay? The older kids are all Eagle Scouts off in college and on their own,
Mhm.
okay? So we have a smaller, younger unit this year. They can, they can run some stuff, but, we used to have them all over the event. Now it's kind of restricted on where they can, where we can put them.
And you want them with the bouncies.
I want them running bouncies on
Yeah.
and there's enough of them so that they can give each other a break, so
And
that
that's
they're
good for
not
them
stuck.
too, because it's, they can engage in it, like, they can go in there and,
Yeah. And,
not bounce around with the kids, but they can go in there and let the kids know and stuff like that, so we can keep them there, all right.
The ride, the games, we had talked about having adults on running the games. The
Okay.
spinning wheel has to have adults because it's adult prizes with alcohol. The cash cube, your 2 sons did really well. But some of our other volunteers, for instance, John's son went in and they said, okay, here's your 1 prize. But that's not how it works. You have all these little coupons and they win all these prizes. we need adults on the cash cube. It's usually 2 people that have to run that.
At the same time?
Yep.
Okay.
Because as someone's doing in it, someone is, helping, okay, you have number 23, here's that prize, here's number, 34, here's that prize, oh, 12, here's that prize. And that other person's watching the one that's in there because they can't scoop up tickets off. They can't get them off the walls or off the floor. They have to catch them midair. So that's something you have to watch as well, otherwise all your prizes are gone on the first person.
Just put some low voltage on the walls and on the floor. You just grab it.
That could work nicely. We also need someone for the hat table. We don't have anyone. That one is simple. I'm gonna reach out to I have tried the Girl Scout troop. They did it for a couple of years, and basically Harborough sponsors a hat table where there's markers and hats, and all you do is watch to make sure someone doesn't take 3. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, but I don't know if you know what the hat table is. That's okay. White painter's hat, right? This is a free activity that any kid or adult can do.
I think my
Where they
kids
go
did
over
that a
to
long
a-
time ago.
Huh?
I think my kids did that a long time ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people
they
still
go
like
and
it.
decorate a hat,
Mhm.
because we have colored markers and all that stuff. So they can go in and decorate a hat, and then they made their own souvenir of the day.
Okay.
That's been pretty popular. We've been doing that for a long time, and that's sponsored by Harborough. So they provide us the money to purchase that stuff, and it's a free event. But somebody has to supervise that. See, you can't just turn kids loose with 200 hats and a bunch of markers, because
The Girl Scouts had worked out well because they took turns with a schedule, and a parent would show up with like 2 kids, and that's all they needed throughout the day. But they no longer, their girls have grown up and move on, so gotta figure something out for that too. I will work on that. It's one less thing you have to do is find a volunteer for the hat table.
Okay.
I'll shoot out emails to the school National Honor Societies as well. Start to get some kiddos.
Yep.
And that, we had a couple kids from Franklin. I think we had one from Sutton or Plainsville Christian. It's a few kids.
Yeah, Jacobson, he's got to do 20 for the National Honor
Yeah.
Society, so he's committed.
He will have to walk around and eat a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can help, of course.
Yeah.
And Johnny.
You'll have to let me know what hours you guys are all available, and then we'll work it out and hand you over to Steve. So what time you want to get there, how long you want to be, and things like that. Because we still need the ticket booth.
Yeah, who does that typically?
Used to be my brother, but he stayed till our 25th year, and he looked at me and says, I'll stay to your 25th, and then I quit. So I tried to convince him to come back this year. He's like, oh no. So my brother did like 20 years worth.
It's on the form for people to sign up to.
But they have to
sell
be
tickets
old
and-
enough and responsible enough. They're counting tickets, but they're handling money. So it has to be someone, whoever gets that volunteer, you have to be comfortable with that person handling our money.
I can talk to my sister.
You talk to your wife. No, I know Becky. I was teasing because I didn't think Becky would want to do it. But I mean, Tony sometimes jumps in there for an hour if he can to let people go take a lunch break.
Oh, that's where you are. That's where you are. Trying to find you all day. You're in the ticket booth.
He's in the ticket booth.
I'm in the ticket booth, or I'm running this ride, or I'm driving the train, or
Beer
I'm
garden.
hunting down pension
garden,
boards,
yeah.
or keys, or
Pouring beer.
no, none of that.
Well, yeah, you did have to.
Yeah.
The problem with the lines,
Tony
yeah.
got trained and bartender certified, whatever,
Oh, it's good.
so that he can go in and help if need be, and there was a lot of foam
Oh,
last
I'll
year.
take tips training if you want me in the beer garden.
Yeah, me too. Get on
Everybody wants to be trained for the beer garden.
I do not, thank you.
Next year we'll just do a giant beer garden, that's it.
That's great.
There you go.
Unrelated to volunteers, we had a question come in. From someone who is the coordinator for the South Central Women, Infants, and Children Program. Wondering if we offer discounts on vendor spaces for nonprofits. I think the answer is no, right?
The answer is usually no.
No, because a good portion of our vendor spaces are taken up already by nonprofits, yeah.
Okay, I'll write that.
True.
Well,
My hands are killing me. I agree.
What is involved with the process of someone, if they wanted to set up a booth, are they already too late at this
Nope.
point in time?
No. I usually go till the day before. If I've got room, you give me the form, you can come in.
What's the cost?
$95 now, because the early bird stopped on August 15th.
For any vendor? Or
Yep.
do you vet them
Nope,
by
any vendor.
what they do?
They have to fill out the form, and I need to know exactly what they're doing, because I don't want someone having a Plinko game and the person next to them has a Plinko game. I try to divide things up. And I have gone to craft shows and handed out vendor forms and everything. We'll see how it goes. I've tried to reach out and get, every year I try to get something different, something new. Something quality. I know that word comes up a lot. So a lot of the stuff we have is homemade, but it's, I really need some people to have something different. What we don't have, which we used to have, Tony and I mentioned, is the high school has a softball or a baseball scanner gun, there's a name for it.
Oh, yeah.
And they used to set it up.
Yeah.
And people used to do that as a fundraiser. And it did well, and no one has done it for a while. And that would
See
be
how fast
through-
you throw the ball thing,
Yeah, that would be through the athletic something.
You can do the foot race with that radar that's downtown.
I wonder if anyone's done
But it
that.
gets 15 yards.
How fast can you run?
This is not part of Octoberfest, but all over Dynamic Douglas is about those two dogs that keep getting loose in my area. They were in my yard. Tony went up and blocked our porch because they like to go up on people's property and leave a present. We went to get in the truck, we're like, wait. So, yep, and they're very dirty. Someone needs to go get them. Well, it has a hurt eye too.
anything else on vendors?
We need more vendors. We're still open for vendors.
That's going to be
And-
part of your
Yes, and,
And I can put out the word
vendors.
too.
yeah, I'd appreciate that.
Still taking vendor applications.
Okay.
Speak.
No, we'll talk after.
Okay. Sorry for the words to come out of your mouth.
Okay, last week we had the fire department here. They had requested, just to go over, they had requested a copy or a list of all of the food vendors we have that use any kind of cooking.
Yep,
Um,
I will get that to him.
Okay?
Yep.
They also said that they would be putting up the signage, same signage that they did last year, with, no parking this side of the street and all of that
Okay.
thing for parking. We have not talked to the police chief yet, but the fire chief seems to think that the police chief is gonna continue what he did last year. But I will have to reach out to them and find out if that is in the works.
I have not heard from any of the people that were interested in coming last year to do a farmer's market. So at the moment, we don't have them. We were gonna put them up at the schools.
That's right, I have to contact Whittier for the payback. Okay, entertainment guy.
Hold on.
Yeah, nothing too new to report. Christie's group will be playing with us.
That
Yeah,
person didn't
we'll be
sign
on
the form.
stage 2
They did.
at 3 o'clock.
They did. It's e-signed. There
Oh.
and there.
Oh,
Yeah, Christie's band will be playing on stage 2.
Still don't know where
Yeah,
that is.
the lodge, up at the lodge, at
Okay.
the corner of Depot and Pleasant.
So what is the Goodness Store stage called? 1?
3.
3.
Wait a minute, so
We moved
Oh,
around.
We
last-
renumbered
We
them.
renumbered them.
We renumbered them because of the way that they're set up. Main stage gets set up first.
used to be A and B, now we're...
Yeah.
One,
well-
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Next year, Roman numerals.
So we have the main stage, is that 1 or main
One.
stage?
That's one.
both.
Really? Is this stuff necessary?
Stage 1.
Main stage. That doesn't change. We swapped 2 and 3 though.
There anyway.
Yeah. Christie's band will be playing. That is just about it for new entertainment. I spoke to Skylar about the parade.
Mhm.
So I saw him at work.
Mhm.
Thumbs up, he's in, sent over the contract, waiting to get back. He was supposed to talk to his students this week, but they're in. And then there's a question about whether he's gonna have his kids do like a practice performance for a musical or whatever on the stage. So I'm still waiting to find out about that. I just got an email and reached out to juggler balloon balancing performer, so we'll see if that is kind of within our budget. That's about it. Still waiting to hear back from Ron about dog racing, which is making me a little bit nervous, so
Oh.
if that doesn't get anywhere soon, then we won't have dog racing this year.
Okay, I had called them because I had heard from the animal hospital, they like to be set up next to the dog orphan, so I called them. He had to go off and do something with his father.
Okay,
So, but they were still planning on doing the dog race and they sent me back the vendor form. So you can try reaching out to him, but that's why he's not getting back to you.
okay.
And that was as of last week.
Okay.
That's about it for entertainment updates.
So I've started assembling the program.
Okay. Bios, you need bios and pictures.
Okay. I have it in kind of rough form, but I don't have, I gotta
Yep.
put the content in now.
All right, I'll work on that too.
Okay. We're all set on the beer garden. The soda concession, I had talked to you. I got some new information on the syrup that we had. I misinterpreted the date code according to the manufacturer. So what we have expired in June, this past June this year.
Okay.
So, we're gonna toss that. I reordered some filler product.
Okay.
So we have that already. It's already in.
Great.
I took apart and pressure tested and cleaned
The coil.
all of the hoses and all
Oh.
of that stuff for
Okay.
the soda thing. And it's all, from what the pieces I have, it's all functional.
Even the coil.
Even the coil.
Great.
Yeah, the only thing I had to replace on the coil was one of the check valves.
Okay.
And we got extra check valves,
Okay.
okay?
I reached out to Keith this Friday. He said, send him a reminder on Thursday, but this Friday I'll pick up the keg
Mhm.
and the 2 large and 1 small CO2 tanks.
Okay?
And then you and I have a
Yeah.
breakfast
on
plan Sunday morning.
Sunday morning, go over his house with the stuff that I have, and we'll hook it up, fire it up. You've got some kind of a drawing to make this by, yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, and we'll,
Tattoo on your leg.
Really, I do.
yeah, we'll see if, yeah, there you go, that's the secret thing.
Yeah.
And then yeah, we'll teach him how to set this up.
You're gonna test out the syrup? The new syrup?
I can bring a thing of syrup, yeah.
'Cause I don't, yeah. Check the ratio too, right? Pumps to water, because that was,
It's one squirt is 1 ounce,
okay.
so it depends on,
So we did a little bit larger cup, so
yeah,
figure out how many pumps it is.
yeah.
It's supposed to rain this weekend.
Really?
I'll set up an awning. It'll be fine.
I don't think so. I don't think it's supposed to rain.
Yeah, it is.
Sunday, not on Saturday.
Yeah, ice. Who's
Sunday
bringing
it's
ice?
supposed to rain.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
You bringing ice?
How much ice do we need?
Enough to cool the
The coils.
yeah, fill the, really, so the what do you call that, cooler? Right? You gotta fill the cooler?
Well, the cool where the coils are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do I need? Like Walmart bags of ice. Do I need 3 bags, 4 bags, 5 bags, 10 bags? Am
3 or
I
4 bags.
working my ice maker out of my fridge? Like, what do I need?
There you go. Just make up 20 pounds of ice and we'll be fine. Okay?
I'll do 3 pounds a day till then. Okay.
Probably 20, it's probably 20 pounds?
Yeah.
It's probably 20 pounds.
Okay.
It's a big cooler, the big ones.
Okay. It's not
All
gonna
right,
rain
so
on
there's
Saturday
that.
for
So
the
the
pig roast.
concession.
Oh, that's right, that's.
For some reason, I couldn't
Yep.
find the pumps anywhere.
Yeah.
What time do I need to be there?
Did you buy more?
Yes.
Kids can get
Buy a
there at
bunch?
4
I
unless they
bought,
want to shop later.
12.
It's up to them.
I wanna get more.
Play from-
They
I mean,
disappear.
1. They play from 1. We eat at 5.
I'm not quite.
12 should be fine for this year, right?
Huh?
And text
12
me
should be
or-
fine for
or
this year?
Email
Yeah.
me. Email me what you
Yeah,
bring.
but
They're a consumable.
Yeah.
right?
No, they're not.
They should be.
They're not. You
Really?
haven't bought any
Huh?
apparently.
Really? Are they
Yeah,
expensive?
and they're cleanable, you know? They're not,
I
it's not a
had some in-
disposable.
I had some in my house at one point, and I took them apart and cleaned them.
Cookies, garden salad.
But that was 2 years ago? Last year, I don't know.
Maybe.
I'll bring
Whatever.
mac and cheese.
Yeah, because I didn't have to buy any for last year,
And
but
some other
for
dessert,
some reason, they all disappeared this year.
because the kids
Anyway.
like mac and cheese.
So I bought new ones, but
And I'll
Yeah,
come right
it's not a
before 5 so
consumable.
that it's warm.
Okay.
not.
Do you have any
Okay,
insurance agencies?
Did you, hey, one more thing. The
For
syrups,
this?
Yes,
do you have containers for all of them?
yes,
It's the
Even the-
lunch
yes.
Okay.
So I'll let Tony talk to you about
Yes.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, for some reason, they didn't throw those away. They just threw the pumps away.
Okay.
Do you have any funnels?
Hmm?
Do you have any funnels?
Yeah.
You might want to have a funnel or 2 on hand to
Yeah.
funnel the syrup in.
Hmm?
I thought you were gonna
I have
find
those.
I was gonna say, I don't remember
That's the
seeing
after
any
party.
funnels.
Okay.
But if
I'll drive.
mine,
Or who am I kidding? We're all too tired at the end of the day
Okay,
to drink too much.
on we go. Prizes. Mary and I did a prize thing this weekend. We get tons of prizes for the spinning wheel and
which are in a truck, which are gonna
they're in
go
my
to
truck,
John's.
Great.
so they're being delivered tonight.
Great.
Yeah.
All of the prizes are not there because we're putting together some really nice basket prizes. We're gonna
Basket.
wrap them up and make them really nice, and John's rolling his eyes. He's the only one who has the biggest house, so he's taken, and his wife is wonderful, she's gonna mark all the prizes. Every single prize has to have a
Yeah.
number on it.
It's
And you've
gotta all
got
be
the
done up
adult
and
prizes,
cataloged
then you've
in
got the
and-
cash cube prizes, and no one else has a house big enough to
All
store
lives
it.
in my house.
So it all ends up at his house.
Do you need donations?
We
Prizes?
always need donations, absolutely.
I just cleaned and I've got tons of unused stuffies, like Squishamalls that Julie is done with that are like brand new. I've got all kinds of stuff. So I'll see what I can, want me to bring it to the pig roast?
Bring them,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
That could work.
Okay,
Okay, prizes. So there's still more we're going to put together. But all in all, we're doing quite well. We have received some prizes back in the mail, but the ones we have always gotten are now pulling back and not donating as much as they used to.
reimbursement forms.
So I did online plus letters, and the envelopes I did get, we have an adult prize box.
Those are all
And
receipts.
that sounds not right. Let me reword that. Well, they're prizes for the spinny wheel that kids are not gonna want. Or like their theater tickets. You know, things like that. That kids would be like, yeah. So those are all, and a lot of times what happens is we get alcohol or something. So that's an adult prize. So we started a spinny wheel, which does well, and then we put all the prizes
Yeah.
that kids should not be getting, because they cannot win a bottle of wine.
Okay, what these are.
So we put
is
that on the spinny wheel.
Like the prizes, or,
But I took the
The soda
envelopes
syrup
and they're in the
or
box
stuff like
for
that.
John and his wife
so
to go
what
through.
happened is we ordered this, I used my credit card to order it, so this is a reimbursement form to get that
If they're interested in
money paid back.
Just a
All
$95 fee.
So all of those things,
Okay.
that's an itemized list of all of the things that
They
we
cannot give out samples.
Um,
Wait a minute, we have to talk about that as soon as, yeah,
Okay.
go ahead. Steve is like going.
yeah, I'm going over
Okay.
the expenses for
Yeah.
prizes and all of the stuff that we have done this weekend. So then what we do is we pass it around, everybody reviews the thing, and, you know, we
Signs
sign
it and
off.
goes from there. Oh yeah, we had to order more hats. So,
Now, those hats, you know, we ordered hats online, you know, we used our credit card to get them in. But ultimately, those are reimbursed by
you can't sign, but
Hubbard.
we'll just.
Hubbard pays us the money
It's
for
what
that.
it's for.
We just have to put it in
At
our
Walmart,
account.
we had to order hats. I used to get them from AC Moore for $1, and then last year I was able to get them from Michael's for $1. We happened to find the hats for less than $1
Oh, nice.
being delivered to our house, but Harboro's actually pays for all the hats and the stuff that has to go
That's
with the
nice.
hat table.
I'm going there tomorrow.
A lot of receipts in this one, I'm gonna need some time.
What was that?
A lot of receipts in this one, I'm gonna need some time.
Yeah, go right ahead.
All right, this is supplies, tickets, syrup, pumps, all that to run the, oops, sorry, the event.
And also on there was the, all of the electronics that we had to buy for the stage. And I made up a box for stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Okay,
We did get some really nice prizes. Sundin Furniture gave us 2, a theater gave us 2 tickets. Movie Theater up on 146 gave us 2 tickets. A zoo place gave us a couple of tickets for a membership for a family, so that when they just fill out the form, they can go all year long. It's not just one time they get to go to the zoo, so that was really cool. We got some cool prizes. Still waiting for more to come in.
okay,
How about the container? Huh?
yes.
We got that big old hunk of steel
We got the
moved,
container
finally.
Moved, finally.
Okay, yeah.
So that was good. It moved.
It was very moving.
Not by itself, but it moved. It's sitting over a side of the other one. Originally, I wanted them shoved together, but I figured they don't really have to, you know, them having a hole between them being connected doesn't do anything for us, really.
There's
Um,
no way with the equipment that delivered it to move those closer.
Yeah, it's fine where it is. It also enabled me to walk between them, though, and sealed them both up. Okay, so they're both closed up. Remember how we had hole in the side of them?
Firehorn
That's
has
not anymore.
a
It's
trailer.
gone.
Now we have 2. One of them came from the Scout
nice.
Hall. That's for our Octoberfest
So-
storage.
Thanks.
Steve did the floor, and I did the walls. Not at the same time, we were about an hour
Hardwood.
apart. But
Oak hardwood, maple hardwood, linoleum, which
It's 3/4
Tile.
ply. Not PT. Temporary.
cool.
so,
Good for another 15 years.
yeah,
So that means you guys still have to pull apart the one that's full and check all of our equipment to make sure
yeah.
it's
Sometime
workable.
sometime before Oktoberfest, we still have to get in there, kind of dig through it, see what we have, see what's got to be looked at, fixed a little, and we can spread it out a little so that it's easier for us to pull out that day on Friday.
Is there ever animal damage? Can they not get in there?
Well, part of the thing he was doing was he
Just
was
droppings.
sealing it up really well
Mm-hmm.
so that critters won't be able to get in there. And then I had suggested locks with combinations so any one of us can get into it if we need be.
Yeah. Yeah, so.
I don't want the combination.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's too much power.
Oh wait, it's not
Responsibility.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Anyway, so that's, we're gonna seal them up as best we can, so we
Okay.
can keep critters out.
Alright. Yeah, I've cleaned out my weekends from now until then, so to take stuff apart or do whatever.
The next couple weekends for me are pretty booked, but I'll try to squeeze, we'll work something out, we'll squeeze something out.
Well, Sunday, you're available with him.
No, only in the morning.
Oh,
Because in the afternoon, we have Melissa's party.
That's right, my daughter's birthday party. We're just a tad bit busy.
I'd
Awkward.
say.
All right,
Digress.
Thank you. But that-
Okay, anything new? Anybody think up anything new for this year's event?
I need more games.
What about cornhole? Everybody loves cornhole. Do you do like a cornhole tournament?
Great, who's gonna run it?
I knew that was coming.
I'll stand there.
Yeah.
The other hiccup with cornhole is Alternatives runs a fundraiser,
Oh,
a cornhole tournament fundraiser, like 2 weeks after Octoberfest.
do
or
they?
something. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So try not to.
And the
we
Beagle,
Try to be sensitive about not
Yeah.
stepping on
Beagle
other
Club
people's.
had it 2 weeks ago. But we need games that can be done in a vendor space. Actually, we've got 4 spaces, 3 or 4, where the dart game used to go. And so he's not there, but we need something for teenagers and other people to do. I really want that duck game, but we have no one to run it. Because, we had kids last year saying, hey, there's not stuff for the little kids to do. So I know that the second Congo has crafts and stuff for the kids to do there. I have not heard back from the PTO. I have not heard from the PTO at all from the schools if they're setting up.
Well, I can reach out to a couple folks in the PTO.
Okay.
For HMEA, I was thinking of reaching out to them, and they probably could run a game like that at their booth,
Okay.
and then also promote their services.
Okay.
I have a friend that owns a winery in Franklin. They're always selling at different craft fairs. So
That
is
was,
that alcohol sales? Is that do you have to
yeah,
need a
that was the
certain-
question I had that we had before. Someone had wanted to set up and you just couldn't open it, but they wanted to sell it.
See, you don't have any control over that. If somebody, like, say if somebody was at a booth selling, I don't know, bottles of wine or bottles of alcohol, you can't, there's no way that you can police, what's the word, them opening it and walking around drinking it on the street. And you can't do that in the state of Massachusetts, so,
Even though it's like corked wine, they can't set up, because they do farmers markets, so I know they're licensed and certified to sell it, but if that's not something, yeah, okay,
yeah.
I won't ask someone. I know the person that does the Celebrate Milford event. I can ask him what kind of vendors he has there, if we have any if he has any contacts he can share
Sure.
for them. He also works for an insurance agency. Do you have any insurance agencies represented there? Because one of them might want to set up and pass out some swag.
Maybe.
As a vendor, I don't have anyone doing that
Okay.
at all.
I know a lot of folks in that space, so I can reach out. What about the Douglas, what's his name? He runs that other troop. And he runs that insurance agency down at the end of the street in Douglas.
He's never participated.
He hasn't?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I could talk to him.
Yep. Well, he's right around the corner, so I don't know if he did years ago, he helped sponsor the calendar that 134 did. That was very thoughtful. But nope, we don't have anyone doing that.
Wasn't Ben part owner of that too?
I have no idea.
Or did he leave? Did he move? Ben Hall?
He has moved, he's in Florida.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Because I know any of those agencies would spend $95 to just set up and pass out swag. Personal auto, stuff like that.
Nope, we don't have anyone doing that. We do have Cinderella coming.
Oh.
I suddenly remembered, we have Cinderella coming for a couple of hours.
Nice.
So, there we go.
Hmm.
Aren't you happy?
The Cinderella?
Is there more than one?
Come on, there's only one Cinderella, let's,
And it's my daughter.
So she's supposed to be there part-time during the day, so that could be interesting, and that would be fun for the kids. I did try to convince the library to do rock painting, which would be a free thing. Get the rocks, wash them. Last time I washed them all and I helped base coat them, so all they had to do was decorate them. So all they need is a small paper plate, some paints, and they paint their own little rock, and then they're left there. At the end of the day, you have to come back and get your rock. Otherwise, it sits on the library stairs, so come get your rock, because, they forget. But nope, that hasn't happened, so.
They're slammed. They don't have people.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, they're
They're
slammed.
just overwhelmed right now.
It's the same problem everyone is having, right? So there's not enough people to go around to run all the things.
I always thought it wouldn't be hard. You know how a lot of people have those basketball hoops that they're not permanent, they're just weighted down? So there's no reason someone couldn't take a spot, put up a netting of some sort, and do a basketball toss and have prizes.
Well, that's a good idea. It'd be real easy to set up like a net.
Yeah.
The thing like they do at the arcades. Do basketball.
And I cannot for years get anyone to do that, because you must know, or somebody knows someone who even has the hoop. Deliver it Friday night, leave it on the lawn, move it when you need to the day of.
Let's build one.
We have one. We'd have to get a truck to move it. And there's a very large bee's nest underneath it.
So those two things.
No,
Get those two
we'll
things,
just
you're in
leave it
business.
where it is.
Kill the bees and it's yours.
Oh, boy, oh boy.
It might be hornets, I'm not sure.
They're stingy,
look
bitey
bad.
things. But I mean, that's just another prize teenagers could be doing. But no one wants to do it. Does, because your drama group is coming and performing, would they like a vendor site? Or does it matter, they don't need it because they're from Franklin?
They're not promoting anything. They're
Okay.
A high school group.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
We do
So-
have a vendor that's requesting Pleasant Street. To me, that's
So-
important.
The parade guys,
Yeah.
okay. So they're gonna do a stage performance of something?
I don't know yet. I've offered it to them if they want a slot to do a practice performance of a musical that they have coming up. Or
Mhm.
something. They'll sing a
And
couple
which
numbers.
stage would they be doing that on?
The Goodness stores.
Yeah, that's a small stage.
Yeah.
Some of
so they
them could
needed
be
it
on the
there.
road and
Right.
some of them could be on the stage.
Yeah, I'm not worried about them accommodating
Okay.
for it.
Will they need puppets to practice with?
Yes,
Okay. So what's the time frame for that?
I'll let you know.
Okay.
Yeah, because I said, you're gonna want to practice, and he got really excited. Yeah, we'll want a few to practice with, so.
Okay. Trying to think of everything at this point.
Okay, anything else?
Any games and vendors? I'm just saying.
Any games, vendors, and volunteers?
I can think of a few, so I'll put word out, see what,
And advertising.
If you can send me the
Lots of
form.
advertising.
it's
Yeah.
required.
They can also
Then I can
get-
attach that in my inquiry to them.
Add you
Yep.
to the,
I can
Facebook.
email you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that way I can check it out and see how I can
Yep, but then you
access
can just forward it
any
from
of those
there.
Yeah,
inquiries.
Okay,
yeah.
all right, that would be
And-
great.
Does
It
Pine
needs a
Sand
little
and
love,
Stone donate?
like, just, I want to.
We haven't asked, Steve is the one who's
picture.
been reaching out for sponsors, so you'll ask Tony and Steve and see if they're.
What would the,
Oh.
what would the email be like? What would the, like, would it be like volunteers that,
So we actually don't. Let me see where I have here, it's a contact. Yeah, I need to update the website's email contact.
okay,
Because it's going to a Yahoo account that Keith was checking periodically. I just checked it and forwarded you some emails from,
I checked my email.
I just did it like 20 minutes ago.
Nope, not 20 minutes ago.
Um,
An hour ago I did.
Anyway, so I'll have to update that. and
Yeah, he forwarded you a whole bunch of stuff.
There you go.
What do you offer
Gmail,
for
okay.
sponsorships from different businesses, like certain levels with signage and things like that? Do you have something like already built out as a proposal?
yeah, I was trying to find some new ones, and this was kind of the letter that was sent to me. It's a poor picture of it, but
Okay.
sort of says what the different sponsorships can go towards. And I'm gonna talk to my buddy Joe and see if he'll upgrade from the 5 to 625 so we can do the train thing. I think he'd rather do that than that other thing, so if I can talk him into it, you know.
Have you guys talked to, was it Pine Sand and Gravel you
Oh,
said?
Pine Sand and Stone?
No, they weren't on my list. No.
I can start.
Tony, can you email her the sponsor listing?
Uh-huh.
I can think of a few I could reach out to. If you could forward something like that,
Yep.
that shows the level of sponsorships, I
Uh-huh.
can forward that.
Yep.
And give her the listing of what you've already, who you already have,
Uh-huh.
so she doesn't reach out to those.
Okay.
Don't think. I have not heard from Valley Tech yet, John. I did send them an application
You did?
and told them there was no fee because they're kind of a sponsor of the event,
Yeah.
and I have not heard back.
I think the person who, I think there's maybe been some switch in personnel on who runs the robotics.
Okay. So do
I
you?
don't have any more contact than you do.
Okay.
Did Amy from Dance Sensation send anything in? 'Cause we'll-
Yes, I think she sent.
Because we comp her booth as well.
We comp her booth because they do
Their
entertainment.
performance.
Yep, I have the,
Yes, because I put her free entertainment.
Yep.
Yeah, so I also have her booth space as well.
So what's the BBT thing they do, the robotics?
Yeah, it's really cool. They have a booth they set up in the driveway of Harry's, because there's electric they can use there. And they do some performances with their robotics team,
Yeah,
so they get to set up a booth there.
so we just need to find the new contact?
Yep, we just need to have them fill out the form and say, yes, they're coming,
You sent, when did you send it to them?
months ago.
Before school let out or after it came back?
When I sent out all the applications, it was
Summer.
spring.
I sent them an email in June, beginning of June, with the vendor form link and your email address. And
Okay, so-
and heard nothing back.
All right.
And I sent it to Michael Norton and Nicole Ledoux.
I had sent it, I think, excuse me, to Mr. Norton.
I think Nicole had done it in previous years, but it stepped aside. Michael
Okay.
Norton was the new person. He's been a little bit less responsive.
So my daughter goes to BBT,
Woohoo!
so
There's our
I
contact.
can ask her
Who
who is,
the robotics?
who's in charge of robotics, and if she doesn't know, she can find out and let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Are there any other showy things from BVT that could be good at the event? Like robotics is nice, showy, right? It's like
Right.
people like to see it.
Mhm.
Is there anything else there that?
They're really good culinary.
Yeah, I don't know, I had only been there for like the sports stuff, so
Oh.
I don't know outside of that.
Why don't we have them come do food?
It's a great idea.
The most they could probably do is pre-cooked cookies or something like that.
Or cupcakes or something like that.
Why does it have to be baking? Why can't they? Why does it have to be baking? Why can't they make something?
They can, but, you know, it goes, you gotta go through the whole food permit process if they're gonna do the food thing, which we don't have a problem with, I don't think.
I don't think so.
Because we need food vendors,
Yeah,
and that's a 2-for-1 sort of thing.
All right, Steve, do you want your daughter to contact culinary? Do you want me to try to contact culinary?
see if they're interested in putting on or doing some type of a
Selling some food.
food concession.
So since my daughter is 16.
It's actually a
and
great training thing for people in the food industry too.
I'll have her give me a name and then I'll get
Okay.
you said name. Or
What is she
names.
taking at Valley?
Dental.
Oh.
Yeah.
Last year we had the downtown dental set up. This year they're not coming. Some people come, some people don't. I don't have any antiques, John.
I'm gonna reach out. I haven't done it yet, and I will. District 5 house in Manchog. It's not antiques, but it's the curated home stuff,
Okay. All right.
and it's like the booth model right inside. So like Burnett Mills, right? It's the same idea. So there's
yeah,
there's
okay.
like
Okay.
15 or 20 vendors within her building.
Right.
So I'll reach out to the owner and see if she wants to coordinate with the vendors, and maybe they want to be interested in
That
setting
would be
up.
awesome.
Right, right.
Tell her we bring 15,000 people to
I
this
know,
event.
I know. So I'll go,
Okay.
she's only open like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so I gotta go down on the weekend or something. And she's been out of the country.
Jumbo Donuts was sold.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Okay. So
That shouldn't. be
I
practicable.
don't, we were discussing whether she still owns the building downtown.
Why would she not?
I
Well,
don't
that's
know.
that was my statement.
Because you've got rent coming in, why would she get rid of it, but I don't know.
The
What's
rental
the building?
property,
Which
yes,
building is it?
in
Yeah,
Douglas.
She's.
Chinese food.
Oh.
It has some apartments in it.
Yeah, she sold the business, she sold.
Yeah.
she
Jumbo
retired,
Donuts
she sold the
itself,
business,
yeah.
But I assume that she still owns the building
Okay.
downtown.
All right. Just
So
wanted to let you know
I still need
that.
insurance Miscellaneous.
I know.
He's been working.
Come on, what have you been doing all this time, Tom?
Yeah. He's been working and the lady was out sick.
Yeah.
So now they're back in contact, trying to hurry up and get this done.
Yeah.
We need
And,
insurance for the event?
yes, for the
Oh.
whole event.
Yeah, that's
And-
easy. If you run into trouble, let me know. It's a really easy thing.
Unfortunately,
One-day
it's not that easy because the town has an agreement with some insurance provider or whatever, so any insurance that we buy has to go through them.
Oh.
It's something like that.
Okay.
So, it's not like I can shop around for the best insurance price because the town's already got that set up.
I
Some
see.
kind of an agreement set up with that, so.
Yeah, one-day event. I mean, you should get a quote in an hour, and it should be
Yeah,
pretty easy.
I get that, and,
Yeah.
and I actually have a couple of contacts that I could have done that too, but,
Well,
my
I
hands are
expect
tied
to
on
hear.
that. I don't have any control over the insurance, 'cause,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and you have live bands and alcohol, so.
Yeah,
it's a little-
yeah.
What's the worst that can happen?
Right.
Yeah,
Just get an axe throwing company to add to the mix and you'll be all
yeah,
set.
yeah.
That was brought up at,
They do
to have
there is a
that.
bar somewhere that
Let's
does
have it
that.
at Octoberfest axe throwing.
That'd
I'm
be
like,
great.
no,
We had-
put it
we
right
had
next to the beer garden.
Balloon and dart throws and,
I wanted to put the tricycle racing next to the beer garden, but,
That would have been
funny.
hilarious.
yeah, right?
Also in Dynamic Douglas, Ingear has been posting, they just started today, regarding the antique car show. So they've got that going for
Yes.
people to contact
gotta
them.
make sure that we have a place we can put them.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I'm waiting for my insurance notification to
Yes.
show to Rhoda.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yep, yep, yep.
And as soon as I can hand that to
Yeah.
you, I will, yes.
And then if that location doesn't work, then we'll find a contingency,
Okay,
I hope.
I hope.
So if you guys, even if we're not at a meeting, if you have someone who might be interested in doing a game or whatever, just send in the form and then contact me or whatever. Gotta get some games. Gotta get,
In all seriousness, maybe not this year because it's getting close, but maybe next year, we should build a basketball game. It's not that hard. It couldn't be that hard. Right? Get a hoop
Yep.
and then rig up a net so the ball comes down, just like in the arcades or whatever. Set it low and get four or five basketballs and, put a ticket, how many shots can you get in? Something like that.
just
Yeah, at
need
the
someone to
Franklin-
man it.
At the Franklin Carnival, they just had a pole, and you had to hold it for like a minute. They have a timer, and someone that stands there, and nobody could do it, but everybody's paying for the ticket.
Oh.
Like, that's
Yeah,
a
that
really
kind of setup,
simple,
right?
Mhm.
Like
Simple
just
thing.
like a hang there?
yeah,
You had to hang there for a minute
yeah.
and that's
And then you win, if you can hang for a minute. But every kid wanted to try it, and of course, they're falling at 30 seconds,
Right.
40 seconds, whatever.
I'll have to get a good
Yeah, you would think, but
Was there an age limit?
no.
Even the adults
It was
couldn't hang
busy
there?
all day, even the adults.
Yeah.
My sister-in-law does CrossFit. She couldn't do it.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why it was that
For a
hard,
minute?
but
that
like a full minute,
that plays to every man's like
right?
I can do that. It's
Right.
there. Oh,
So
you
they-
can't hold for a minute. Come
Exactly.
on. I'll pay
Everybody-
$5
Was
more.
it greased? The pole was
No,
greased?
no.
Slippery? No?
Wait a
Like a
minute, it's
Crisco
just a
pump that just
pole.
keeps like shooting through it.
Yeah, for your
Electrical
forearms, just 30 seconds, your
pulses.
forearms are cooked. You can't.
Wow,
Right.
that sound, you need a mat
So
underneath.
then.
You do need a mat.
If you,
It's an easy
But you
thing,
don't
though.
even get high off the ground. It just has to be,
Right.
your toes could be 2 inches off the ground. You
Yeah.
just have to hang there like this.
Hang for
But you
1
can't-
minute.
You gotta, yeah, you can't drop. If your feet can't touch the ground. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, they must have made a fortune from that. It's just busy all day.
That would be another easy, it's an easy thing to do too.
I'm just, you know,
It's like
him and I are like, okay, it's only 3 weeks away, but we can do this. But we're just like, who's gonna man it? And that's what stops us right then and there, because we have no one to man it.
We've come up with a whole bunch of ideas, but what happens is because you don't have you have an unknown pool of volunteers. And you think that, oh, anytime I add one of these things, now I have to figure out 3 people to run it all day. Right?
Yeah.
Does BVT have a National Honor Society?
I think so,
I
yes,
assume so.
yes.
Can you find out who the advisor is there too? And one
Keep
of us-
adding, you're gonna have to write up a
Yeah,
list
while
to
your
give it to her.
while your daughter's making the rounds at BBT, because we can hit them up. They all need hours. All the kids need hours, and this is like not the worst way to get a day's worth of
Oh,
hours.
Sweet.
Gonna go and she's like, how'd your meeting go? Let's sit down.
I'm slower than you.
You're on page 2, hold on.
Here's the stuff that I signed you up for.
Well, I've already said the whole volunteer and, you know, some friends and stuff like that. I'm gonna reach out to some of my neighbors too, so.
Andrew's girlfriend, maybe. Yeah, never know.
She usually
Because
works
she
weekends,
could man
but-
a bouncy with your granddaughter, and we just let the granddaughter keep just going in during her shift of watching the ride.
Okay, no freebies.
Well, if your wife is manning a bouncy, her kids can go in over and over.
When you get ready to fill out, because you have those forms I gave you with all of the things that we do, the bounties and all of
Yeah.
that stuff on it. So when you get ready to fill that out with volunteers, if they, you know, when they start signing up, I'll go over that with you because the Boy Scout troop's doing some.
Okay.
And then some of them, we already have people signed up for, like the trains. I already got people to run the trains.
Right.
They will need an hour break to walk around and eat, our 2
usually-
engineers. You should see the cowbell we picked up this week and clank, clank, clank. Because people don't get out of the way.
No, I know.
So,
All right.
I think so. Wednesday.
So when's our next meeting?
2 weeks from today. Not next Tuesday,
I want to
but
talk
the
to you a
Tuesday
little about
after.
the OA and
Now, the
explain
first
to
part
them
of
a
that
little
meeting will
more.
be,
OA.
that's the 19th, is it the 19th?
Catamount? Yeah, I keep getting emails from them. It's coming up. But he
We do
said
the
next
spring.
Yes, next week is the
We do the
12th.
spring.
The following meeting is the 19th. That's our next meeting,
Okay.
okay? Now, the first 20 minutes of that meeting, I will be in the selectmen's room because they're voting on our beer wine permit then.
Unacceptable.
Right? So our meeting will, it'll be delayed a little bit. The first part of our meeting is in there. So, and then we'll resume it.
Do we
after
go
that.
there and cheer you on?
You can,
Okay.
yeah. We can show up in force.
Tony.
Yeah.
Wear your shirt.
Yes.
I'd still have to try that thing on.
Belly shirt.
It'd be crazy.
And then, they vote on our beer wine permit, and then we come back in and resume our meeting.
Alright.
And then the meeting following that, our next meeting would be on the 3rd, which is the Wednesday before Octoberfest.
That's when the panic sets in.
It's coming up fast.
The best part that I always liked about Oktoberfest was the night of, where you just, well, we all had pizza and stuff, but we're exhausted. But we talk about what happened, what worked, what didn't work. That is my favorite. Be here for it, but that's my favorite.
Yeah, by
Can I have your pizza?
ready to,
Huh?
Can I have your pizza?
collapse.
I usually get no sauce pineapple pizza, extra
What?
What?
cheese.
Is
Never
that
mind.
even pizza? I don't know if that even qualifies as pizza.
Well, I have an issue with sauce, so I can't eat the
Bread with
sauce.
pineapple on it.
I'll eat a can of pineapple, crust. All right, so next meeting is September 19th,
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. I would
Anybody
like,
has any ideas?
shoot them out.
Shoot them out.
Yeah, if you can send me that
It would be,
sponsor thing
it would
and
be
the
helpful if we
application,
could start
I'll
signing
report out.
volunteers up now, because that way, if we can add additional things, like, a little duck thing for kids or something, if we have the volunteers to run it, then we can add stuff. So it would help trying to get volunteers to sign up now. Because then we'd know what we can offer.
I don't know, I think you guys should come up with either the basketball thing or the hanging thing. Why can't you hang there for a minute? It makes me want to try.
That's the,
I know I couldn't do it, but it would be worth a try.
Doesn't appeal to me in the slightest.
me neither.
Did we hear anything from the Operation Graduation thing?
Yes, we have. Over here, I think. Douglas Celebration Graduation, they only want one space. They are doing a Plinko game, their own type of spinny wheel, and a free drawing. And the athletic boosters that used to take 3 spaces, they have different leadership in place now, and they're only taking 1 space. Remember they used to do the silent auction and did fantastic? Not any longer. So. But they will be back. So yes, we have heard from them. We do have our face painting, we have our airbrush tattoos, they're coming back.
What's 92 inches? In feet?
7 foot 8 inches?
7 something.
No. Yeah, 7
Yeah,
foot
96
10.
is 8 feet.
7 foot 10
I
inches.
love when they can do math like that, because I can't do math.
How much is it worth it to you to not build a basketball?
Is it worth
To not build it?
$470?
Why? You got,
Yeah, I found one.
All right, you're gonna have to spin it around so we can see.
$469.99.
For a dual pop shot with the counter built in.
Spin, please.
It's like the arcade game.
Still need a netting behind it and on the sides, because people are gonna throw it.
It is.
Yeah, I know, but people are gonna throw it up and over, so you're gonna need one person taking tickets and one person to run and get the basketballs. All right,
That's
Paid
not
for itself-
bad.
That'd pay for itself in a year.
In a year. Yeah.
Call Mohegan Bowl, ask them if they can move theirs on site,
There you go.
drum up some business.
You know what I would do actually with that? Okay, if you were gonna do that, I would put it up against the arena for the knuckleball, because that would make a backdrop for
Yeah,
it.
there you go.
The arena for the knuckleball has this big, huge side that's all net.
is there a
Do
net?
the double.
Is there a net across the top? You know someone's gonna
Is
just
it,
up and over. We'll find a space if you wanna do it.
Probably get that in by October 7th.
I think he wants it, I think you own a new basketball hoop.
email me the link and let me read it.
Okay.
Okay, John found portable
You
basketball.
want something new.
Gotta find someone to man it.
That's an easy, that's an
We'll
easy
add it to
game.
the list, and then it's just up to him to find it.
We'll have to get prizes too.
No, it doesn't need prizes,
Why?
because it's a game to play. It's an arcade game. You pay the ticket, there's 2 slots, 2 people can go at the same time.
And so what happens if
And
they
they're
get
gonna
five?
look at you and say, I paid for this, where's my
What
prize?
What happens when they win? You get bragging rights?
Yeah, that's it. It's just an arcade game. You get
Yeah,
nothing.
Squishamalls, I could bring in all my Squishamalls and give them.
Or if you want to do a prize, you have a chalkboard and keep score of the high score, and by the end of the day, whoever's got the high score, the top 3 get whatever. Come back for your prize at the end of the day.
That's a thought.
That's a thought.
That's
Okay,
a
we'll
thought.
kick that around a little bit more.
All right.
Charge,
There's
charge
my extra
4
game.
tickets.
I appreciate that.
Charge
Free
4 or 5
beer at the
tickets.
beer garden.
No.
Age does not matter.
Oh, we need another bouncer.
Yes, I need a bouncer.
For the beer garden, they have to be, of course, over 21.
I
And.
have one, but I need 2. I need that way they.
Yeah,
can
because that
spell it,
person
so.
can't run it all day. Or do you do 2 at the same time?
No,
about
usually they're there sometime together at the same time.
How about Big
But-
Dave?
Huh?
What about Big Dave?
Dave Brannigan?
Yeah.
He doesn't come anymore. The last 2 years, 3 years, I've called him and he just,
He might come if he changes job. Every time he's come, we've stuck him at this. So if he changed the job, he might be interested.
Free beer all day.
I'm in. On the walkie-talkie and I'll bounce.
You can come in.
that would be hilarious. You gotta wait till I come back. Do it next year.
Okay, anyway, so.
Anyway, yeah,
This is
so-
another volunteer we need.
We do need someone has a firm personality, because some people will give you a hard time. There was a lady that definitely was over 21, she was 50, and she refused to show her license. And our
Until-
guy wouldn't let her in. The rest of her family showed their license and they went in.
Yeah.
She had to stay outside the barricade. She had her license, she just refused to show it.
Except that Ray Gifford may be up here that week, and he said if he is, he's
We
gonna
need
do
a
it.
yes or no.
I know, but
There's our two bouncers.
he was the one. He's 8 feet tall and he's got a voice that sounds like Charles
Yeah, he does, he does. Yeah, actually, our two bouncers are our scout former leaders.
Oh,
And both of them are like really
Big
tall
guys.
and deep voice. Yeah.
Yep, yep. And they both have a sense of humor, and
You
they're both
remember
very
Ray
nice.
Gifford, don't you? Yeah.
But if you want to break the rules, they're not going to let you break the rules. So, okay then. Wow, that basketball thing has me a little happy if we can figure it out.
Look at you, brain joy. Huh?
Ladies, please.
Yeah. That kind of makes up, well,
No
no.
good turn goes unpunished.
Yeah.
Okay. So
He was already in the doghouse.
no, he's going to get.
All three of you guys were in the doghouse.
He's going to get a whole bunch of prizes tonight.
Oh, payback. Well, next year you can see how much room Chris has in her house. Empty out your garage and just leave it empty.
I've already put it out to our Facebook Honey Badger fan base, so I've created quite a buzz. I'll tell them we need volunteers.
Also,
And
when
craft
we schedule
vendors.
your two boys, we want them to not be working when you're on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, for sure.
Okay, Boston boys.
We bring in quite the crowd, so hope you know.
Well, we couldn't find
From
John.
Boston. Who?
Last year, we couldn't find John. He was just roaming around.
He did, he was just cringed, his parents on stage.
Oh, you had such a good showing, though. Everybody loved it.
It was fun. This year we're much better.
I don't have to stand there and clap and go, I'm here, I'm here. You're used to it now.
Yep.
All right. Not volunteer at 3. Okay. 3 to what? 3:45?
3 to 4.
Oh, 3 to 4.
3 to,
I'll put
is it
4.
45 minutes there?
No, give them 4 in case they have to.
4 at the end of the day. It's 1
Yeah.
hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, are we done?
We're done.
We're done. We are adjourned. Oh, motion to adjourn. Really?
Aye.
So be it.
So be it.
Second. All in favor?
Here, here.
Really?
Aye.